Hello, this is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com, and I'm making a video here for Gary. Gary, you've got some good questions here, and I like them. I really do, and I thank you for being a VIP also. So let's go in and go through these, and I hope you're having a good weekend, by the way. You point out in the William O'Neill model, the statistics that I use. Yes, and I am really, really big on earnings. In fact, unless it's a stock in the top 10 groups, and you know this, I will not buy a stock that does not have great earnings and or great sales. I just won't do it. Through 30 years, I've found overall that most, not all, but I'm going to stack the deck in my favor. Most of these stocks that make big moves have either great earnings and or great sales. They don't need both, but one or the other. And it used to always twist, oh God, I'm going to miss something. Finally, I got to the point and said, hey, you know what? You got to live with it. This works. It works more times than not. I'll just use it. So that's why but again, I'm stringent. I really want great earnings and or great sales. And that's research from Bill O'Neill. And it's also my research from looking at tens of thousands of stocks, charts with fundamentals over 30 years. I mean, I have chart books in my office, paper chart books from the 1900s, the late 1900s, 1990s that I still look at. I know you could say, really? Yes. It just constantly hones and drives home the point of what I need to find. And it minimizes stress and it narrows my list down. Now, let's address a couple of questions you have. And these are great questions. Why not also screen for accelerating earnings? These are really good points. And I've had at one time a screen for accelerating earnings. And it was good, but it didn't come up with enough that my two screens of 40% earnings for last quarter or average sales for 2 quarters of 45% or higher, those two screens, most of the stocks came up on there too. And so I thought, I don't want to look at too many because I found I can quickly fly out of control looking at too many. And so my primary screens, I've got them right here, okay? But the big ones, the Bill screen, stocks in the top 10 groups. This 90-90-90 is a good screen, by the way. 90% earnings, 90 relative strength, 90% composite rating in all the A-rated groups. 40%, you know these screens, you know this screen. I mean, check this screen out right here. What's it come up with? 90-90, comes up with 43 stocks. 43 stocks. That's a good screen. And again, I will not look at stocks that are not in lagging groups. I've got to narrow it down, and I learned that, believe it or not, a lot of that from Bill O'Neill. So that helps me. So accelerating earnings over 3 quarters. I have found I can show you a lot of stocks. These stocks that have made good moves, they might not really have the highest return on equity. And if I use that, I miss too many. If I make that my primary constraint, some of these stocks may not have really high return on equity, and I wouldn't know about them. Coop, I could check and see what the ROE is on it. CyberArk, I could check that one. EC, FANG. I just found when I started tweaking, I was missing too many great ones. And so that's why I didn't do it. I've also found, and this is really important, and I think you know this too, if I put too many constraints on one screen, I miss too many things, which is why I have these screens, 40% earnings. You could say, gosh, why not have a screen that's got 40% earnings and 40% sales? And I'll tell you this, you do that and it gets really so tight, you miss some great ones. I mean, some great ones. And you're going, God, I wish I had known about that. Too many tight constraints? and I miss them. That's why I'll run this screen, I'll run this screen, this screen, this screen, this screen. I put them all together on one list. And that works great. That works great. This is the thing I love about MarketSmith, doing all the tweaking. You can sit there and say, I'm going to put a 40/40 screen on there, and then I'm just going to look and say, what are some of the stocks I know on the 40% earnings screen that I missed? I missed them. And you're going, geez, I don't want to miss those. That's why I run separate screens, several separate screens, and combine them together in one list. It just works out great. As I stated, return on equity, I haven't seen that to be a game changer. I've found super stocks that the return on equity isn't there. So I've found stocks that have a great return on equity, but they don't really have the numbers. They don't have either the earnings or the sales that I want, and so I won't look at those either. And again, I'm not trying to be difficult. I just want to narrow my focus down, and through 30 years, I've found this works. Does it catch everything? No, but by gum, it catches 90% of them. 90% of the stocks that make big moves are either from the Bill O'Neill screen, they're in the top 10 groups, they've got 40% earnings in the top 40 groups, or they've got average sales of 45% for 2 quarters in the top 40 groups. These screens right here, let me tell you, these are you could ask me, Pat, if you could only use 3 screens or 4 screens, what would they be? Right here, just these 4. I'd get rid of everything else. And I will tell you this, every stock that I've talked about for months, for years, basically come from these 4 screens. These 4 right here. I love them. And I will tell you this, these 2 screens right here, there's 20 plus years of work refining these 2 screens. So just for what it's worth. Let's keep on going here. Forward earnings estimates. I found it's useful, but it's not. I like forward earnings. I want to see companies that have positive earnings estimates, but I really want to see some good earnings now too. I really do. It's really important to me. And Bill O'Neill talks about that in his book too. Now he's at 25%. I bumped mine up to 40, as you know. I haven't been a VIP very long. Oh, thank you. Very organized. Yes, I used to teach statistics on a university level and strategic planning, and so I'm wired really tight. I want to find the best of the best. Do I miss some sometimes? Yeah, because they didn't make the cut. But I can live with what I've got. I can live with it. And I will tell you this right up front, Gary. If I started missing a bunch, I'd say, guess what? I need to make another screen because I'm missing too many good ones. But overall, the ones I'm missing, they're the exception to the rule. And I can live with that because my goal is this. I don't want to look at too many. I have also found if I look at too many, it becomes sensory overload for me. That's why I do that. Let's see here. Let's keep on going. Yeah, I'm very organized with it. It just makes it easy. Yeah, fairly in research tested many different screening criteria. Let me tell you, buddy, I love noodling around with this. On the weekends, I'll normally spend an hour to 2 hours every weekend just thinking, let's try to do something else here. And then I look at the results and I go, well, to tell you the truth, it either came up on this screen or this screen or this one. These 4 screens, as I said right here, Bill screen, master screen, 40% earnings, 45% sales. These are the ones. Oh, and I'll do something for you. Here's the Bill screen, okay? I'm going to click Open Evidence. I'm going to give this to you. Here you go. It's only got 19 stocks. Here they are. Here's the screen. Go ahead and take a screenshot of it if you want. That's how I tightened it. There you go. I'll let you take a screenshot. You can pause the video if you want and take a shot at it. Here, master screen, top 10 groups. Comes up with 47 stocks. Here they are. There's the constraints. That's it. 47 stocks. You can pause it and take a shot. 40% earnings, top 40 groups. There you go. 69 stocks. I run these together and put them all together in one list. And then 45% sales. By the way, I'm sharing this with you because you're a VIP. and I have a request. Please, I poured a lifetime into this. I ask you, don't just, if you be so kind, don't just share this with a bunch of people. Please. This is, like I said, I've been doing this for over half my lifetime, and just please, you're VIP. I share it with you. So anyway, I hope that helps you. I'm going to sum it up this way. Focus on companies that are in the top 40 groups, preferably the top 20 groups, that have clean and simple chart patterns in a good market environment, and they have great fundamentals. And look for chart patterns that a sixth grader can see and understand. And when it pushes through that clean and simple chart pattern pivot point, look for that volume surge on 30-minute and hourly charts. And when you see it, you got your pivot, you know what it is, and you buy it. And that's what we do. That's what we do. Anyway, I thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. I'm sorry if this video was a little longer. I wasn't trying to irritate, but it's to me very important to go through methodically. Thank you very much.